Today we're doing a website performance review for Eastman Superbroker Jeff Addy at eastmanrealestate.net. This blog's been up for a little while now, not quite a year I don't think. It's attracting some traffic but needs some conversion help. In other words, once people land on here, we need to keep them interested and get them to connect with Jeff in some fashion. So here it goes. Before we start jumping into the site though, we're going to take a look at some of the analysis that Jordan did here, and we look at the top 5 pages on the site. We have the home page, second most popular page, area home values, and the number 3 through 5 are all blog related. We have things to do in the Upper Valley is a blog post. Eastman Lake is a tag, which is a category of posts, multiple posts, and then another Eastman, New Hampshire average cost per square foot is another blog post. Here's the big deal: area home values. The second, I should say, the most important page after the home page, and this is the one people are gravitating to, is how much is my house worth? Area home values. Now, if I click on area home values, and I could click here, or I can go down here and click on market snapshot, I end up on a page that is less than inspiring. People are going here and going away, and they're not going to the market snapshot. Now, this market snapshot takes us to a form which tells us to fill in information, and then maybe somebody like Jeff will get back to you. It's a little cold. People aren't filling it out. Now, what you need to do here is create some expectations for what someone's going to get when it comes to an area home value. Now, maybe this is an opportunity to do some list building or to get an email address to connect with somebody. In other words, maybe there's something that Jeff, that you can do to require an email address and then connect with that person to provide them some sort of basic information for the area. I think that would be a good thing. Imagery would be good here. Some beautiful Eastman real estate photo would warm this page up quite a lot. But I think this is a sensitive area for people. It's going to require some information for them to understand what's going to happen if they either connect with this market snapshot and fill that out, in other words, to encourage them to fill it out, or B, maybe you're going to do something yourself to connect with that person. Maybe there is a report you can send them, or perhaps you can do a little legwork for somebody who takes the time to give you an email address. But in any case, you end up with an email address. That's something that's a list building opportunity. You can communicate with them via email. So that's the second most important page on the entire site. Okay, let's go back to the home page here real quick. This site from the beginning, and this is the nature of blogs, it's very content rich, it's text heavy. There's a lot of information here. It's a little, by definition, it makes it a little difficult to get around. One thing I would recommend is possibly just to add a block here right in the middle of the website with a nice image or maybe a nice video of the Eastman area that helps sell Eastman, and then maybe under that block you can have some of this more benefit text for the potential buyer or lister. But breaking this up visually, I think, would go a long way to making this easier to consume. Okay, and by the way, Jeff, if you would send Jordan Brown 5 to 10 beautiful Eastman photos, we'll build you a free video for that section. How's that sound? Okay, and that'll see if you've actually watched the video. Okay, next thing here. Oh, let me just go. One thing I missed about area home values. I think a great thing to do would be to create a category, a blog category called area home values or Eastman home values, something that is specific to any article you write about. Maybe it's sales statistics, but that relates to that. And what we can do is we can feed that one category into the area home values page. So not only will somebody get information about how to get a sense of what their home is worth, but they'll also see related blog posts of all the articles that you've written that talk about the value of homes in general in the Eastman area, which helps build the trust factor and will motivate people to connect with you. Okay. Let's go into I want to go into a blog post here, and we're going to shoot down to this one here. Okay. One of the things we see is that people are coming to the site and they're looking at 2.3 pages here. Pages per visit is 2.3. It's okay, but we want to bump that over to over 3 or more. Is really what we want to do. So we want to keep people on the site digging through the information. An easy way to do this is we have this plugin called Related Posts. We plug it in, and what it does is it looks at the category of the Eastman Lake land with 160-foot post and says, well, what category is that in? And it will serve up all other blog posts that are also in this category. So related blog articles will show up along with this one at the bottom. So if I finish reading this, I find it's interesting, and I see that there are 3 other articles or 5 other articles that have to do with this category, Eastman Real Estate, then they will show up as well. That's an easy thing to do. The other thing to do, it's very important at the end of a blog post, is create a call to action, right? So you want somebody to come to the end of the article and do something. Now, there are lots of calls to action. You can become a Facebook fan. You can subscribe via email. In this case, you can get more information on this piece of property at your other site, which is okay. It takes the person off your site. It's a little confusing for the customer because now they're on a whole different site with a whole different layout. But you know, your contact information is here. That's pretty easy to get to. I think it's a good short-term solution. However, what if somebody just wants to connect with you now? Why not give them the ability, and every time you write an article, along with the link to your other site, always invite them to contact you for more information or to talk about their buying needs or listing needs. So have a link that says, or have a sentence here that says, hey, if you're interested in talking a little bit more about Eastman Real Estate, I'd love to chat with you, and then you can contact me here, and then you link at the bottom of every blog post to your contact page. So you're always giving people a chance to get there easily. The last thing you want to do is make people work to get to you, because they'll quit. Okay, while we're on the contact page, let's talk about this a little bit. This is a cold contact page. There's basically information here and a form, and it's not telling me anything. So I don't really know what to do. I understand that you want some information here, but it's pretty cold. Why not warm the person up? Why don't you write a nice paragraph or 1 sentence or 2 sentences that says, hey, I'm in Eastman every day, and the market is changing daily. Why don't you get in touch with me by filling out the form below or contacting me by phone, and we can chat about your needs. Just something on top of this form to warm it up. The other thing I would do is add a nice, beautiful picture of the Eastman Lake here or something like that. Something to just warm this up, get people, people are moving into Eastman because they're excited. They want the woods, the beauty, the lake, the golf course, whatever, and we need to add some of that in here. Okay. So we covered that. I'm just checking my list here, and we talked about that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the sidebar here. We're looking at this website on an average older laptop screen. The resolution is 1028 by 764, and what we have here is a sidebar that's really crammed with stuff, but you got to scroll down to get to it. So it's and this is always the challenge, is how to really leverage the most important things in the sidebar. What I would do is move. First of all, this information is what makes me a great realtor. Doesn't really help me. Why I can help you, or what's the benefit to me as a buyer, is really what I'm more interested in. So rather than talking about more about you can sort of just flip the language. So it's if you're looking for the best realtor in Eastman, this is my specialty, and I'll help you, not my buyers. I'll help to just use the you language, and make it a little more personal and a little more benefit oriented to the potential buyer or lister. Then I would take this information and move it onto the home page. We're going to give you that nice video here in the middle. Put that information right under the video, which describes the benefit of working with you, and you'll have yourself a super friendly home page with the that sort of main benefit information right in the middle on the home page, and then you can move everything in the sidebar up. And what I would do is I would take this Facebook icon, I would move it down below. You have a Facebook Connect up here, and this is great and all, and it should be there, but I think you can move this down probably below the tags. We'll talk about that in a second. But what you want to do is you want to show people that there's a lot of information here and you can get to it easily, and because that keeps them on the site and keeps them using your site as a resource, as a database of information. So you want to get these categories of information up to the top so people can go in and jump in and see this. Now, let's talk about cleanup a little bit. There's a lot of duplicate information here. Eastman highlights, Eastman ownership fees, Eastman real estate. It's hard to read. It's Eastman, Eastman, Eastman. We know we're in Eastman. This is an Eastman real estate blog. Let's make it easy for people to figure out what it is. So I would just change the names to highlights and ownership fees and Eastman real estate. It seems a little broad, but maybe it's land for sale, condos for sale, houses for sale. Those are probably three very good categories. I'm not sure if you'll need general real estate information. Home financing, that's a good one. Home sales statistics, that's a great one. Maybe that's an area home values related. And uncategorized. Jordan pointed out you have maybe almost 30 articles that are uncategorized, so I'd get those articles categorized. On the tag front, we have try to limit your tags to 20. See if you can do it. You have too many tags going on here, it's impossible to get through. You really need to think about a tag as a top level category so that there are several articles in a tag. Now golf, that's a great tag. You can have several articles under golf. Grantham, New Hampshire, this is maybe the town of Grantham, that's a good one. Home values, you've kind of covered that in a category already, you probably don't need that. Maybe just a category called lake, not lakefront and lake, but just lake, anything having to do with the lake. If lakefront land is important, maybe it should be lakefront land. Sunapee, that's a good one, so that's a little off target. Newberry, that's a good one, but it looks like you have Newberry, NH, that might be a duplicate. New Hampshire home sales, maybe. I'm just kind of trying to help here. Post and beam, that's not a bad category. I like that tag, that's a good one. Springfield and then Springfield NH, that's some duplication here. You should clean that up. NH, New Hampshire views. How about Eastman views? That might be a better tag, but anyway. Oh, here's waterfront. So you have lakefront, waterfront. These are duplicate tags, unless you're talking about waterfront outside of Eastman, but I would probably, it's still lakefront. So, and then Wilmont, NH. This looks like a duplicate tag as well. So let's see if you can cut these tags in half. You really want to make it easy for people to cruise through. If you're covering organization through sort of your table of contents here with the categories, don't duplicate it in your tags. Use tags for sort of more unique things like golf and financing and lakefront views and just some sort of interesting, difficult to categorize tags. Okay, so I've covered that, and I think that covers it, Jeff. So let me know if you want to talk more about the suggestions in the video, and hey, go keep kicking butt. See ya. Bye.